a recently launched e-scooter program in Janesville is giving many a new way to travel around the area, but not everyone is having fun. What the city is doing to fix the issues.
Also, emergency measures announced to combat the ongoing opiate and fentanyl epidemics in Dane County, what the measures are calling for.
And later, a sexual assault survivor says her school failed her after her attack, plus a school official action that left them in shock. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. The electric scooter company Bird has now flown to Janesville. The company introduced 75 of its electric scooters to the city last month.
But some residents say there have been some issues with its launch. Our Catherine Merck spent the day in Rock County touching base with residents about the problems they've seen and what the city says it's doing to step in.
On its website, the electric scooter company Bird advertises cleaner air, less traffic, more joy. Some Janesville residents say since the scooters have come to the city in August, they've seen just that for many young people.
People just love riding them.
I've seen positives. When you see a mother with his son riding around, tooling around town, that's a good feeling.
Everybody's got smiles on their faces.
While these scooters have brought some fun to the city, they've also brought some issues.
I've provided the city council and the city manager with over 140 photos of what I felt were violations.
Skin marks, underage driving, more parking issues. That's the tagline Paul Murphy sees.
I don't know as though Janesville is big enough for a third-party scooter company.
The city says it knows about these issues and is continuing to work things out with Bird, especially with underage driving.
Because we have had such a problem with underage riders, Bird has turned on ID verification.
The introduction is part of a pilot program that will continue through October. Until then, the city and its residents are hoping for fewer underage joy rides and more joy for everyone. In Janesville, I'm Catherine Merck with News 3 Now.
We reached out to the company looking for more details about their conversations with the city, but have not heard back yet. If we do get an update, we will have that on our website, channel3000.com.
The Wisconsin DOT warning of scammers trying to impersonate the DMV in a text message scheme. The department says it's noticed an increase in text message phishing attempts, sending people messages claiming they are entitled to fee refunds with a link to claim the money. Now, once people click the link, they're taken to a web page asking for personal information, so do not click any links like that or even reply to any such texts. Any legitimate DOT or DMV website would end in .gov.
And let's check your certified most accurate forecasts now with meteorologist Chris Reese.
We've been enjoying some sunshine out here all evening long, and it is comfortable, and I mean incredibly comfortable, standing out here on the patio. Clear skies for all of us. Soak that up, enjoy it. Temperatures are now starting to slide back just a bit. We're at 79 now. Winds still out of the south at 10 miles per hour. It's 81 in Janesville, 82 for our friends in Lone Rock right now. Stoughton, you're at 79. Same for Sun Prairie, Wanakee, Middleton, and Sauk City. 77 in Mount Horeb. Belleville, you are at 78 degrees so far this evening. We're dry right now, but I am watching some rain showers to the north and west. Those rain showers will eventually be a big player for us, especially as we start to move towards the weekend. So soak up today and tomorrow when it comes to grilling out, having dinner outside. This is your grill forecast. By 7 o'clock, we're down to 75. 8 o'clock, if you're still out grilling, clear skies at that point, we're down towards 71. Your final drive forecast, we have that coming up a little bit later in the show. The big question, will you beat that rain before it gets here to impact your weekend? I'll answer that in just a bit.
Chris, thank you. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office says a 35-year-old from Randolph was the person who died in a crash on Highway 151 over the weekend. Christopher Decker was pronounced dead at the scene of the crash. Happened just after 3 a.m. near County Highway VV. This is in the town of Bristol between Sun Prairie and Columbus. The medical examiner confirmed Decker died from injuries suffered in the crash. He was the only person in that vehicle.
Dane County Executive Joe Parisi is announcing emergency measures to confront the ongoing opiate and fentanyl epidemics. Opiate-related deaths have increased more than 30% in the past 5 years. Meanwhile, overdose deaths involving fentanyl are up close to 70% in that same time frame. The emergency measures are part of Executive Parisi's 2023 Dane County budget proposal.
We as a community are doing much to address this crisis, but clearly much more needs to happen, and it needs to happen now.
It calls for partnering with community groups to more widely distribute Narcan and fentanyl test strips and for new efforts to educate people about the dangers fentanyl and opiates pose. One education program focuses on teaching prevention and harm reduction to K-12 students in Dane County schools.
A federal judge will allow an oil and gas pipeline to continue to flow on a northern Wisconsin American Indian reservation while its operators work to reroute the line around the tribal land. The Bad River Band of the Lake Superior Chippewa sued Enbridge in 2019, demanding it remove that section of line that runs across the tribe's reservation in Ashland County. The tribe is concerned the pipeline could rupture and contaminate its drinking water. Enbridge has been working on a 40-mile reroute around the reservation. Agreements have been reached with all private landowners along the new route for that pipeline.
The heads of the Department of Ag, Trade and Consumer Protection and the Department of Corrections got a first-hand look at new facilities at the DOC's Waupun Farm and Dairy today. They toured the milking parlor at the farm to get a closer look at the facility's new transition barn and other facility updates. They also learned how the farm's practices contribute to herds' health and improved milk production. DOC's agriculture teams have been recognized regularly by DATCAP for maintaining outstanding milk quality and commendable farm conditions.
Hear a lot that people are looking for people with skills and willing to work, and I think this is one of many examples of ways to have people be prepared for the workforce.
Agriculture is a $100 billion industry in Wisconsin, and Secretary Romanski says that keeping a well-trained workforce is important on keeping the system working. City of Madison leaders say they're close to finalizing negotiations that would bring a full-service grocery store to the city's south side. The new 24,000 square foot grocery store would be within the Truman Olson Development Project located at 815 Cedar Street. Plans for the site also include 150 units of affordable housing. Before the project can move forward, though, city leaders will need to finalize their purchase of the grocery store space from the building's developers.
Some big names from UW's past are looking to support Wisconsin student athletes so they can maximize their name, image, and likeness opportunities. The Collective is the first and only donor and alumni-led NIL collective formed on behalf of UW student athletes. And today, members of the Varsity Collective announced key details about their four-pillar approach.
We want this program to be much more than a transactional relationship. So we created a unique platform for student athletes to engage and learn from an extensive group of alumni athletes, business people, and professionals across a range of careers and industries. We are scaling mentorship.
And some notable former UW athletes involved include Sam Decker, Russell Wilson, and Joe Thomas.
Packers fans hoping to see the green and gold at Lambeau Field this season now have the option to buy standing room only tickets. The tickets will allow fans to stand in two sections on the fourth level of the stadium's south end or in nearby viewing platforms. Each ticket will cost $89 plus fees and will be available in limited quantities for each home game. Standing room only tickets are limited to 8 per household and they cannot be resold. Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, there are a lot of events going on through the rest of the week and throughout the weekend, but will Mother Nature cooperate?
Meteorologist Chris Reese breaks down the forecast and what you can expect for the weekend. That's just ahead. Stay with us.
The perfect time to get your roofing project off the ground with Feldco. As the seasons change, you want to be sure your house is ready for the harsh Midwestern weather ahead. For just $279 a month, you can protect your home and your family with a new Feldco roof. So get your fall started off on the right foot today with Feldco.
Roofing for $279 a month and soon. Hurry, call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. So join us on air, online, and in your village.
And take time for kids.
If you have type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, You're a target for chronic kidney disease. They're the top 2 causes of CKD. CKD usually starts with no symptoms, so you can have it and not know it. To find out, check the kidney numbers from your lab tests. If you have chronic kidney disease, Farxiga can help slow its progression.
Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in women and men, and low blood sugar. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may lead to death. A rare, life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis. And don't take it if you are on dialysis.
Take aim at CKD by asking your doctor for your kidney numbers and how Farxiga can help. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Farxiga.
Welcome back from the final night market tonight. High school football tomorrow, plus the Badgers and Ironman over the weekend. There's a whole lot happening in the Madison area over the next few days.
A lot of people are now wondering what the weather is going to be like over that time. So let's check back in with Chris Reese for a complete look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're watching things real closely, especially as we start to get towards the weekend. What I'm really watching, though, is some heavy rain that's getting ready to move into the picture. In fact, what we do have is a marginal risk for Saturday. There's a marginal risk for excessive rainfall. Well, the graphic being a little bit glitchy there. But nonetheless, we do have a marginal risk for excessive rainfall into Saturday. It's something we'll keep a very close eye on. What we're looking at, Saturday, increase in clouds. Your rain starts to arrive late. Then by Sunday, here comes the heavy rain. We're going to be cooler on Sunday as well, only getting into the 60s at that point. Sunshine abundant right now. Let's enjoy that. Here are the clear skies that we do have in play. Our resolution radar staying clear for us, but most of your showers are back to the north and west at this point. I've been watching these showers pretty much for the past couple of days because this, my friends, is the cold front that's going to be working its way to the south and east as we go through time. As it pushes south and east, we start to see the cloud cover increase. We will see our shower chances increase, but it's very slow moving. So tomorrow, still going to be dry. We'll keep the sunshine around. We'll even probably wake up with some sunshine on Saturday before we even start to get the cloud cover truly into the mix. That being said, let's show you how this begins to play out for us. This is taking you to tomorrow afternoon at 6:30. Northern Wisconsin, you're traveling up to the cabin for the weekend. You might run into some showers tomorrow afternoon and evening. Now we're moving into Saturday. Here comes that rain, 3 o'clock, perhaps some showers getting going. And then the heavy rain really begins to end up on top of us as we start to move towards Saturday night into Sunday. This is truly the reason that we're talking about the possibility of some excessive rainfall. That being said, your final drive forecast pick game this weekend is Southwestern and Eastern Dubuque Co-op at Belleville. We're staying pleasant, sunshine early on, but the clouds start to move in. Rain should hold off. So to answer your question from earlier, you should get through your final drive forecast just fine. Then we have Badger football kicking off versus Washington State anyway, on Saturday at 2:30. It will be cloudy and cool. Spotty showers going to be possible, but really we start to turn wet a little bit later on into the game. Temperatures right around 64. Here's what I want to show you. This is the same model that I showed you earlier. I said it was a little bit fast in the arrival of the rain, so I've slowed it down a little bit to be more in line with how I would expect things to play out. This is 5:30 though. And you see the showers really starting to move into the picture at that point, and the rain really gets heavy during those overnight hours and into Sunday. A little bit of a wider view shows you the bigger picture across southern Wisconsin. The more yellow, the more orange, the more red you see. That's the heavier rain that we would have into the picture at this point. That could be sticking around for quite some time. So it's possible that by Sunday, especially when you're waking up, we could be talking about some localized high water issues. This is something to watch. But the faster this moves out, the better the situation ends up being. So really stay tuned, but I also want to encourage everyone to have a game plan together for those showers and thunderstorms that will likely last into parts of your Monday and Tuesday, then slight rain chances moving towards next weekend. Temperatures will be comfortable into the 70s as well, so not too shabby.
All right, Chris, thank you. And still ahead, a young woman's story revealing a troubling issue about schools and how they handle protecting victims of sexual assault.
Our investigative team shows what the family says should have happened.
Labor Day sale at Steinhafel's Furniture and Mattress Superstores has been extended. Start with store-wide savings of 35 to 85%. Plus, take advantage of tons of bonus buys. And get big savings on all the best brands of mattresses. Save up to $600 on a Beauty Rest Black mattress. Or save up to $500 on a Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattress. And with Steinhafel's special financing, your purchase just got more affordable. Shop now in-store and online at steinhafels.com.
There's no other place where my story is possible. My mom was a teacher. My dad worked third shift. It was our ticket to the middle class. That's the promise of America I'll fight to protect. While others send our jobs overseas, I'll bring manufacturing back, invest in our own workers, and stock our shelves with American products. And with a middle class tax cut, you'll be able to keep more of what you earn. I know the promise of America, and no one will fight harder to protect it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Like an eagle protects its head.
We all need a rock we can rely on. To be strong. To overcome anything. To be unstoppable. That's why millions rely on the strength and financial guidance of Prudential to achieve their dreams. Who's your rock?
Attention foodies. With this fusion of prime rib steak, melted provolone, and other magical melty stuff, Arby's is now officially a fusion restaurant. Chef Smooch, Arby's, we have the meat.
This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angels Senior Living Community is built on a foundation of authentic, local care. A framework for living well. Windows to take in the beautiful future. And is crowned by the pride that one's home is one's castle. This is the house that Angels built. Attic Angel Community. Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living. Built with the help of angels.
New Astapro Allergy, now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour storage-free spray. While other allergy sprays take hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
Welcome back. A trigger warning. This next story is about rape, and more pointedly, it is a story about a victim who says her rural Rock County School District did not follow federal or its own policies in protecting her in the aftermath.
It's a trend our investigative team shows us is far too common, still in K-12 schools. And in this case, the school went a step further and took a side. Naomi Coles reports.
I keep telling him no, that I'm not ready, I don't want to do this.
She just came home, we didn't know anything about it. She got really quiet and she was in her room like all the time. She started having suicidal thoughts.
We ended up being hospitalized 2 months later, and that's when I spoke to doctors and stuff, and that's when the story came out.
She just didn't think anybody would believe her because of who it was.
It's a small school. The dad's the superintendent. No one's gonna want to listen. No one's gonna pick me, a random student, over the superintendent's son.
When Hannah Engel remembers Parkview High School in Orfordville, she doesn't think about pep rallies or prom.
Even still today, I think about what I lost.
It's not just what she lost through rape, and because of it, attempting suicide. It's also what she lost in an education she says her school didn't protect.
Older students from his class, they would come up and they would make jokes about it. They would say, oh, he's gonna come get you, he's gonna do it again.
Students tried to get her to take back her story. She reported the constant harassment to school officials and asked for class changes to avoid being near her perpetrator.
After I told them about the harassment, they just said, we would look into it, and we'll get back to you. And they never did. Nobody checked in. Nobody asked me, like, hey, what can we do for you? Where can we make this a safer experience for you?
Basically, answer was small school. They're going to bump into each other in the halls. Not much we can do about it. If she's uncomfortable, she can come spend the day in the office.
They put me in the office, in the room where they put in-school suspended students, in the room with no windows and just a desk, and that's where I had to do my classes.
Title IX federal law requires schools to give sexual assault victims safety plans, protection, and investigate harassment that stems from assault. Parkview's own policies require that too. Over and over, Title IX experts say these are areas where K-12 schools haven't kept up with universities in following Title IX law.
K through 12 is a bit more stuck in the dark ages somewhat.
K-12 school districts are much less aware of Title IX than colleges are.
We talked to 2 Wisconsin-based attorneys at different firms who specialize in Title IX law. Laura Zimmer investigates school violations. Amy Bogus' practice is victim-focused. K-12 schools are required by federal law, they explained, to launch an investigation into the type of harassment Hannah says she reported.
When you're a high school student, Title IX it's supposed to focus on the victim.
If there is harassment in a school that's related to a sexual assault, then yes, that would definitely be covered by Title IX and should be investigated.
While privacy laws prevent a school from discussing these investigations, victims have to know about them. Hannah and her family say that if there was an investigation, they never heard about it.
The high school needs to support that student in any way to ensure that they have access to an education without further harm and harassment. They have to make sure that the victim feels comfortable coming to school. They have the right to change schedules.
In a short statement responding to several questions, the school district, through their lawyer, said they had hired a third-party investigator last year to review their response in Hannah's case. That review didn't find any violations of state or federal law. They didn't respond to follow-up questions asking for more details about who did the review or the steps they said they took after Hannah's case to improve their processes.
So the school really did nothing to handle it.
Meanwhile, police investigated and corroborated parts of her story, but physical evidence was lacking because of the reporting delay. Ultimately, they recommended a felony second-degree sexual assault charge. The district attorney charged it as a misdemeanor fourth-degree assault. By the time he was convicted, almost 3 years had passed. He was in college, and he'd been accused of sexual assault again. The cases were convicted around the same time in 2020, both as fourth-degree sexual assaults. But it was what school officials did next that left Hannah in shock.
I was angry. I just disbelief. Like, I never would have expected her to do that.
Parkview High's principal, Mary Stelter, wrote the judge a character reference to consider in sentencing. We got a copy. It's part of the court record. In it, Stelter praises his character, says he was rarely disciplined except for a couple minor things, and always greeted her with a smile.
As a woman and a mother and a principal of a school, she took sides, and you can't do that. You can't do that.
The letter does not violate any laws, and the school did not address it in their response to this story. But in terms of the neutral line schools are generally expected to toe in sensitive investigations, this is unusual.
It's really devastating for a victim that someone that's supposed to support them and help them with their education obviously is saying to them, this person is more important. I don't really believe you. And that is devastating.
By this point, Hannah had left Parkview. She spent the rest of high school bouncing between online and private schools. And today, she's sharing this story for other women.
I think it's finally time for some accountability.
43 Investigates. I'm Naomi Coles. This was a team investigation from myself and our investigative intern, Braden Ross. One more thing. There's a reason Hannah's going public now. It actually starts with another arrest, her social media post, and then comments from the school board president. You can head online to channel3000.com to see what I'm talking about.
All right, thank you. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best. And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from, and the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
You've probably heard by now, but Wanakee Remodeling has been transforming homes for the better part of half a century by installing materials that stand the test of time from a team of trusted home pros. Our design team delivers a turnkey experience for your interior or exterior remodeling project, leaving you with a home you love. At Wanakee Remodeling, we'll never stop improving. Right now, get a special window offer. 25% off each window, plus 12 months, no payment, no interest financing. Visit WanakeeRemodeling.com for more.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
Oh, great. My wireless bill just went up.
Should have gone with US Cellular. They aren't raising prices on any of their plans.
Seriously?
Yeah, my price won't increase.
Well, that is refreshing. I feel like everywhere you turn these days, prices are going up.
Supply chain got us too. Don't get me started on the overhead costs.
At US Cellular, every plan for everyone is price protected.
You know, I respect a female entrepreneur.
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
With Dad's arthritis, he struggles with housework and bathing, so I called a Grace. Yes, a Grace. With their age-at-home service, Dad gets the help he needs to stay independent at home.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
It's the premier event for sheep raisers and wool producers, and it's right here in the 608. Tomorrow, Josh Breider learns what the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival is all about.
And will the rain impact your weekend plans? Tune in tomorrow from 4:30 to 7.
Stoughton prides itself on playing tough physical football, but that's not the only thing Jason Becker is teaching to his team. Becker's big thing is having his Vikings use their platform for good in their community as a way to give back.
There we go.
Tough is in their name.
We're a tough and physical football team.
Like you mean it, Cam, there it is! But tough football players aren't the only thing Jason Becker is building at Stoughton.
We're not here just, you know, for those 4 years of high school. It's something that we want to be able to build stewards within our community and beyond.
Go. Earlier this season, the Vikings traded in their helmets.
Oh yeah, I've never done like any paving or anything like that.
For shovels.
There was a family that had made a post on the neighborhood page about needing some help unloading some pavers off of a truck, and I thought, well, geez, you know, what a better opportunity than, you know, offering up the help of the football team.
And helped install a wheelchair-accessible path.
Originally, we were going to just be moving the stuff for the path, and then we got there and we realized that they needed a little bit more help, so we kind of just took it under our wing and did the whole path ourselves.
A job well done. A way to give back to their community.
You run the bubble, okay?
Because Stone's not the biggest community, so like if we just have each other's backs, I feel like it'll just make the community even better. When we get back to the community wants to give back to us. They want to watch our games. They have a reason to go. So it's kind of just a win-win situation.
And a skill Becker hopes his team takes with them. There's how you can nominate. Brewers also beat the Giants, and the Badgers released their Big Ten schedule.
All right, Zach, thank you, and thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.